Deathstroke, The Terminator, issue 2, Tony Fleecs writing with Carmine Di Giandomenico on the art. So, this follows up the death of Wintergreen. The SWAT team of assassins, or whoever they are here to finish the job and get Deathstroke. And much like the first issue, this is an action movie with action movie pacing, where we follow straight on from that moment. There's a little flashback quite quickly where it's basically just Wintergreen showing up to like get Deathstroke at the hospital after his eye gets shut out by his wife.
By Adeline, yeah. Adeline's had enough of his stuff, and and instead of ripping out his heart, she shut out his eyes.
Yeah,
his eye.
She blames him for the death of her son, so I would say it's less that she's fed up of his stuff and more he did something that so unforgivable. And to be fair to Slade, he straight up says if it was the other way around and he blamed her first for his son's death, he would have killed her. Like, he says that. So he's like, I'm lucky to still be alive, frankly, because I'd have killed her for that.
Yep.
So it's like, okay, that's interesting. And then, back to the action. SWAT team.
There wouldn't have been any survivors.
Yeah.
Is what he says,
back to the action. We get the SWAT team with all the lasers all focused on Slade, and he just goes ham, like running after, even though he's injured, even though he can barely do anything. There's fire everywhere. It moves very quick. He's grabbing necks. He's stabbing people.
It's Giandomenico doing the motion stuff, and it just flows so well. Like, there's such a sense of movement. Like, when he does the swipe, when he kicks around and knocks the guy's gun out, and then pulls it and shoots on him, and the 4 blams, like, it's a constant move.
Yeah, and those 4 blams are like on a red background where it's just like red and black as if it's blood splatter. It's really good stuff. So it really gives you that sense that he's just kind of moving it up and down and just taking shots into the guy's body. But he grabs a car, he rides out, and tries to go to his safe house where he's got a chopper, where he's got weapons, but he's also kind of passing out and he's not doing too well. And he finds out that when the villain, whoever did this to him, the message was, we're taking everything. He opens the safe at the hideout to find out that there's nothing in there and that they have indeed taken everything. Like, he has no resources seemingly left behind. So
the only thing left is a picture with him and someone who I can't tell, but I know it's Slade because the eye patch.
Yes, probably. He looks young. Having said that, he wouldn't have had the eye patch until after
the kids were born.
After Adeline shot him. So curious. But he takes his little USB thing out of his eye patch to go into the computer to he basically thinks, I need money so I can hunt all these people and kill them all. So I'm going to have to do a quick assassin job. He basically is like, I'm going to have to be Deathstroke to earn some money. So he goes into his like dark web with his login and all that, and he's like, okay, what are the jobs for hire? And we get another little flashback here of and it's very quick. It's just a couple of panels, but it's Rose talking to him about being a better person and finally giving up being an assassin and all that. So I like that we're kind of still bringing her in as the conscience, and I'm sure is going to pay off a bit more later down the line.
I love her point where he's like, I don't take orders from anyone well. And she's like, yeah, that's a lie. That's his entire gimmick. He's a mercenary. All he does is take orders. Now, does he give attitude back and does he do it his way? Absolutely. But Fleek's taking time to point that out. It's like, well, no, Slade thinks he knows who he is, but at the end of the day, he's never been in control. Right? He's always just doing what other people want him to do. And, they tell him to jump, they pay the right amount of money, he jumps.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like that.
Yeah, and then, he does find a job, right? But as he's like accepting it, right? So presumably he's going to quickly go and kill someone to get some money while he's on the run next issue. Yeah. But a rocket like hits the base and blows it up. And these people are outside in tanks and armored cars and whatever. Like, a military's after him, effectively. And he comes walking out the fire, but then he's like, no, that's too many. I'm going to go back in and get something. And he comes out in the helicopter that was in there with the minigun and just fires it into them. But then they rocket him. There's a guy with a rocket launcher. And again, this is very well paced, where he fires the rocket up and it takes down the chopper at the sky. So we get that classic panel of him in silhouette coming through the fire and the smoke, but the one thing that's lit up is his one eye on the mask.
Yeah. In the panel above it, the guy's going, oh God, I'm burning. And like, I was just getting John Wick vibes, because that's the type of stuff that you would see
during
an action sequence in John Wick is, little slight comedy as he's doing horrific things, but and then the next page too, when
it's funny. Yeah,
you know, we just see these white streaks making their way through the panel, and it's like, oh, that's his sword. So now after he's crashed the chopper because of the rocket, he's got his blade, and now he's going off.
He's a wounded animal, so as much as he's in a bad shape, he's also just wanting to kill everyone, and he's like, who hired you all? Because that's what he wants to find out. He keeps, because that happened earlier on in the issue, where he's like, oh, like, who hired you to like the first team that he came out of the building with? And he basically goes, oh, you don't know. You've got nothing to tell me. So he just kills them. So again, here towards the end, he grabs one guy and he's like, please, I'll tell you. And then like this guy gets shot in the chest a bunch of times. And Slade looks up, and the final reveal is that Deathblow and Deadshot are both here. And they're going to take on Slade next time. Which is fun because Deadshot is like, you know, I don't want to say he's like the discount Deathstroke, but you know, there's definitely like these two are if
parallels.
Yeah, if Deathstroke's the A version of the character, then Deadshot's the B version, and then Deathblow. I mean, honestly, even C feels generous for Deathblow, but
maybe D.
Maybe D.
Is Deathblow Waller's nephew?
I don't remember that. I do not remember that.
Because I was like, oh, is this Suicide Squad? Is this Waller shenanigans? Is that what we're getting up to here?
Oh, I mean, it could be, but I could also just buy that these two have been paid to take on Deathstroke by whoever's...
Yeah, I thought so too.
Whoever set him up, whoever paid for all these soldiers, all that stuff, it could just be whoever's behind that. So that's the big mystery here, is who's trying to ruin Deathstroke's life? Who's killing everyone? Who's coming after him? Right. Is it Adeline? Right. That's the question I have. Is it her?
That's the main, because the last time we read a Deathstroke book, that was the main through line, was him and Adeline's relationship.
Yeah, either her,
right, in that Christopher Priest book.
Maybe Jericho gone bad, or maybe Grant somehow alive. The only one that I don't think it is Rose, but I'm pretty convinced it's someone he's related to. It's a family member. I'm willing to almost bet you money it's a family member. Well,
and the fact that they killed Wintergreen too, right? That made it personal.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's
like
not
his only friend.
I just think it's the most likely outcome is that it's someone that he's related to.
So Jericho gone bad. That's how I was introduced to Deathstroke in comics. Was in John's first Titans run, and it was Jericho had possessed the body of Slade, you know, and had done that. So if we're trying to do something that hasn't been done before, yeah, but it's got me hooked. Like I am, I'm in on this.
I mean, Adeline makes the most sense to me from the perspective of like she's the one who would hire other people to do it. I feel like, you know, Jericho would come fighting himself, right? He's not. This is someone who pays other people to do things, and I can see Adeline being that.
Yep.
Alternatively, you know, is there a villain who this could be? Like, you know, like I don't think it is Lex Luthor, but I'm saying someone like a Lex Luthor who would pay other people to do this.
Well, so the person that he was sent to go after in the first issue was a whistleblower on Kale.
That's right.
So
that's right.
It is business, right? So while I don't think it's Kale, maybe it's a competitor type. Maybe it is Kale herself.
Yeah, someone in that kind of realm. Yeah, someone in that vicinity. Yeah, you know, no, that's interesting. But regardless, that was just fun. I had fun again this issue. Yeah, bode well.
It is an action movie as a comic book, and they're doing a real good job. I'm not that familiar with FLEECS.
No, me neither.
So far so good, but this is like what I love from Giandomenico.
But I liked how in the first issue it was him setting up the job, going into the building, and then the double cross happens. I like that this one picks up straight away, and it's like, oh, this is him fighting his way out of that building, going to his safe house, and then getting into another action. I like the pacing of it. It does feel like this continuous, like he's on the run, action keeps coming up to him, and there's not these big time jumps or anything. It's very streamlined, like going through the action movie. So I'm enjoying that about it. So I'm still in for issue 3. I had a fun time.
Yep. As am I. This is good. Deathstroke's one of those characters that I have a lot of fondness for, despite not being able to point to stories. But I'm always in to check out at least the first arc.
I mean, I think, you know, it's an interesting thing because I tend to prefer villains as villains, and so like I would rather T be a villain in Teen Titans, at least in the classic sense. I'm not saying I want to do that again because obviously they've done that a bunch, but
but jumping on from that point to turn him to this kind of not quite an anti-hero, but like he's a mercenary. We know what he stands for, and we can root for him to want to survive even though he's doing bad things.
Yeah,
it's kind of that complicated man stereotype that took over TV in the mid 2000s. Deathstroke's perfect for that. So but yeah, here, and he's got a sword and he's gonna fight guys with guns. Like, yeah, give me issue 3 right now.
Of course he is.
Look it in.
All right, what are you giving Deathstroke the Terminator issue 2?
I'm giving this a straight 8.
Yeah, I'm virgin on it. I may go 7.5 this time, which is kind of similar to what I give last time. But I think I had a good fun though. I could see me scraping up to the 8 in future issues though if it keeps winning me over.